short. Preparation. Good morning. Good morning. Claire. Good morning. Sue, good morning. And the other Claire, good morning. Morning, morning. Hi, Claire. Hello, Anna. How are we today? Good morning to London from sunny Spain. Darling, morning chicken. Hi, Anna. Okay, let's see what today brings. Good morning, Claire. Oh, how are we all today? Hi, Debbie. How are you? Hey, Frida. Hey, Janet. Hello, Brenda, Arlene, Judith, Ali. Good morning, darling. Oh, yeah, fantastic. Look at you all dropping in. Do you know, I'm absolutely, cold, wet Eastbourne. Oh, I'm sorry, Judith, but you've had our sunshine for weeks now, so we've taken it back. I am absolutely, hi Ruth, I'm absolutely blown away by the amount of you that have been so dedicated to coming on to doing your practice with me every morning. Maybe not every single morning, but most of you, most days, even if you don't do it here with me right now, I know that you're catching up later, and I am truly grateful for that. And yeah, I really admire your dedication and your motivation to get up and do your yoga in the morning. Morning, Valerie. So I really want to give you a massive big thank you. Good morning, Sylvia and Enid. Oh, Anna, your mum's on. Enid. Hi, Kim. So, a few new faces jumping on today. That's nice. How did you all enjoy the crow yesterday? Yeah, I had a few messages after. I know a few of you got up, even if it was for a split second, you got the feet off the floor. So that is, particularly if you've never done crow before or you're really new to yoga. Yeah, we have sunshine now. Then, it's just such an achievement to get all 10 toes off the floor for that split second is really great. And even if not both feet, one foot coming up, it's just all practice, practice, practice. So we can teach you the technique. I can give you some tips on technique, but then it's down to you to put in the effort and the practice, just like everything else. So well done, those of you that gave your crow a little go yesterday. I actually found the upside down crow a little bit harder because I really felt the abs working with that one. That really took some effort. So today I thought maybe we would do something that was a bit more stretchy than strong. I thought we decided that. I thought that would be a good opportunity today. A few weeks ago we did a Twisty yoga class. I personally loved it because I love anything that's twisty and opens up the side body. And I got a few good feedback from that class, so we're going to do it again today. There's our Twisty Tuesday class. So most of it is going to be on the floor. What have we got? We've got a few downward dogs. That's as high as we're going to come. No standing postures at all. No balancing. It requires dog is like a little bit of strength, activation, but mainly really just feeling, open up the spine, open the thoracic area, open up the side of the body. So, what time is it? 4 minutes past. Shall we start? Shall we start? Oh, can't wait to do this. It's going to feel so good. So, we are starting seated. Any comfortable seated position. Oh, loving all those love hearts come through. Thank you, thank you. No crying faces today, please. Angry faces. So we are started seated. So again, use a cushion, use a block, anything to bring your hips level or higher than your knees is going to help releasing the lower back. It's going to feel a bit more comfortable through the knees, going to help you lengthen the spine. So just find that nice, comfortable position. Let's just start with a little bit of breath. I know we've not been doing breath, and I'm really trying to get some breathing videos up there for you to follow. I'm just having a nightmare uploading videos, but I will keep working on it. So let's just start a few moments just to connect. So let's place one hand down on the belly, just below the belly button. One hand centre of the chest. Lengthen the spine. Let the eyes close or lower the gaze towards the floor. Let's take a few breaths right here. Breathing in and out through the nose. Connecting with your breath, just noticing how it feels today. You know, feel your heart beating underneath that hand. Just notice how your body expands and opens to accept the inhale. How your body softens with the exhale. Just noticing that breath and body connection. And gently lowering the hands down, take a few blinks, open the eyes. Good morning. So let's take a big stretch up, interlock the fingers, reach the sky, yawn, sigh, God, I can't do this without yawning, so I'm going to try not to yawn because it's not pretty, is it, on camera? Bring the arms down. Okay, let's place the hands on the knees or the thighs. I'm going to do a few seated cat-cow. So on our inhale, you want to take those shoulders back and down, want to lift the heart to the sky, get that nice little back arch, lift the chin, but don't put pressure on the neck, so just keep that neck nice and long. On your exhale, pull in your belly button, bring the shoulders forward, chin tucked into the chest. Inhaling, heart forward and high, shoulders back and down, lift the heart, lift the chin. Exhaling, round the spine, chin to chest. Inhaling, shoulders back. Exhaling, spine is rounded. Inhaling. Exhaling. And last one, inhale. And neutral. How your back is feeling today, if you felt any niggles in your spine or if that just felt nice to open. So bring the hands to the heart. Let's continue with this. Inhale deeply here. Exhale, push those hands forward, round the spine, just like we've just done, chin to chest. Stretch those palms forward. Inhale, palms to sky, lift the heart. Exhale to the right side, just bend into the right, stretch to the side of the body. Inhale, center. Exhale to the left side. Keep both sit bones down on the floor, we don't want to tip over. Inhale, center. Exhale, bring your left hand down onto your right knee, bring your right hand behind. You're going to stay here a few breaths. So your inhale lengthens your spine. Exhale to the right, a little bit more. Chin coming over that right shoulder, so we're twisting all the way up into the neck. Few breaths. Nice and deep. So your hips are staying centered. You're moving from the waist upwards. So spine twist from the waist upwards. Your hips are nice and level and centered. Next inhale, lift those arms to the sky, come back to center. Exhale here. Inhale, lengthen. Twist into the left, right hand down on the left knee, left hand behind. Lengthen the spine, twist in with your exhale. Chin coming to look over that left shoulder. Hips stay level. Few breaths. Next inhale, come in center. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale here. Exhale, forward, push those palms forward, chin to chest, round the spine. Inhale, lifting up, palms to sky. Exhale to the left. Fold into the left. Inhale, center. Exhale to the right. And center. Inhale, lift high. Exhale, twist to the left. Right hand on the left knee. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, twist a little deeper. Inhale, arms up, center. Exhale to the right. Inhale, spine long. Exhale, twisting a little deeper. And inhale, center. Exhale, hands to heart. Was that nice? Oh, felt really good in the spine. Let's come over onto the hands and knees. I'm going to stay moving this spine with a few cat-cows right here. So wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Inhale to drop the belly, draw the shoulders back, lift the hips high, lengthen the neck. Exhale, round the spine, chin to chest. Inhaling, shoulders back, bum is high. Exhaling, round the spine, chin to chest. Inhale. So you might find that you're getting a little bit more movement in this traditional cat-cow than the seated one. Exhaling, so just taking your spine into all these different directions today. Inhaling, forward flexion, extension, side bends, twisting. Exhale. And inhale, center, neutral spine. Just bring those knees a little bit closer together. Going to start to extend the leg. So right leg on your inhale, same cow position. Inhale, heart forward. Leg reaches out behind right leg. Exhale, right knee to nose. Pull in the belly. Scoot that knee to the nose. Inhaling, reach back and up. Exhaling, knee to nose. So notice the arms. We're not bending the elbows. There's softness there in the elbows, but the arms stay straight. All this movement comes through the spine. Next inhale, hold. Right leg is extended out. And we're going to cross that right leg over the left leg at the back. Tuck those toes down onto the floor. So I don't know if you can see my feet there. My toes are, if I come this way, right leg, this is my right leg. My toes are tucked down onto the floor. I'm pushing through that heel and looking over that left shoulder so we get this opening on the right side of the body. Should feel a nice stretch in the waist. And then bring it back to center, and we're going to take it all the way out to the right side. So your heel is in line with your hip. We're still on that left knee. This left hip is over the left knee. And we're going to drop the bottom towards that left heel. You might not come all the way down, you might hover part way, but maybe you can. My right foot here, I've got the foot flat on the floor and toes are facing forward to the top of the mat. So you feel a stretch from the outside of that right ankle, maybe on the inside of the thigh. Reach those arms forward as far as you can. Don't just collapse here, make it active, use your breath. Okay, on your next inhale, pull in that belly, push down into that left shin, bring yourself back up and bring that right knee in next to the left. Inhale, left leg extend out. Exhale, knee to nose, scoop it up. Inhaling, extend, shoulders back, really use these shoulders. Exhaling, knee to nose. Inhaling, shoulders back towards the hips. Left leg extends. Exhaling, knee to nose. Inhaling, reach it back, keep it there. And then cross this left leg over right leg. Tuck those toes down onto the floor and look over that right shoulder, opening up through the left side of the body, the left waist. Few breaths. So again, not collapsed one side. The weight is even in both hands, so we're not taking more weight into one side than the other, but we are looking over that right shoulder. Bring that leg back to centre. And I'm going to have to just turn around because I've got no space by the wall. Take that left leg out to the side and take your bum to your right heel. Left foot down onto the floor, toes pointing forward. Stretch those arms forward. Relax the neck. Few breaths. And then pushing down into your right shin. Lift your bum, come onto your hands and knees. And stretch bum back to both heels, both arms stretching forward. Okay, relax the neck. Walk the hands back a little bit. Come onto your knees. Open those knees as wide as the mat. Big toes together, knees as wide as the mat, bum to heels. Stretch it forward again. So open up a little bit more in the hips. Keeping the weight even down in both buttocks. So you don't want to, in both hips, don't want to move into one side. Going to walk the hands to the right side. So the chest stays low, the rib cage stays low, but make sure that left hip stays down. Don't want to lift the left hip. So that weight is heavy in the left hip. And stretch through that left side. So you might want to take hold of your left wrist with your right hand and just give it a little bit more of a pull. To really feel a stretch from the left hip up the left side of the waist, rib cage, shoulder. Few deep breaths here. And then walking those hands centre. Chest stays low, belly stays low, and walk them over to the left. So that right bum cheek stays heavy, right hip is down. Reaching through that right arm, and maybe you can take hold of the left hand and just stretch that arm a little bit further. And release the hand, release centre, and walk the hands back towards the knees. Come up, bring the knees together, come up onto the knees, tuck those toes under. It's going to have a little stretch in the back of the feet and the toes. Sit back on the heels. Oh, have a little bounce there. Just feel that stretch in the feet. Okay, so we're going to interlock the fingers. Move a bit more centre. And we're going to reach the sky like we did at the beginning of class. We're going to reach palms to the sky, stretch it up. Now at the beginning we were lifting the heart. We had this little arch in the back. The rib cage came up. Okay, now what I want to do is engage these abdominal muscles, the upper abdominal muscles, and bring that rib cage down and in. Feels like you're doing a sit-up. Feel that activation. So notice what happens with the spine. It's going to reduce. We're going to lengthen the spine, nice and straight. We're using those upper abdominal muscles, palms to the sky, and then draw those shoulders down away from the ears. So you're using these big muscles under the shoulder blades to draw down. Okay, release the hands and push the heels of the hands up to the sky. So your fingers are pointing back behind you. The heels of the hands are pushing up towards the sky. Activate these abdominal muscles and these big muscles under the shoulders. Notice how this feels. This is how your downward dog should feel. When we're in downward dog, a lot of the time we relax the belly, we let the rib cage drop towards the floor. We arch the back here, that's not what we want. We're still breathing here, by the way, so relax your jaw, relax your tongue, take a breath. In and out through the nose. Bring those hands down onto the floor. Fingers spread, little fingers drawing in slightly, middle finger towards the front of the mat. Bring the wrists over the hands and step those legs back into plank. The only strong posture we're going to do today. We're not going to hold it. Bend those knees but don't drop them to the floor. Bring your shoulders back, lift your hips high. Relax your neck. And get that activation that we've just done, sat back on our heels. So draw in that rib cage. Upper abdominals working, rib cage in, and use those muscles to draw the shoulders away from the ears. Shoulders moving towards the hips. When we've got this length and action in the spine, then we can start to drop our heels towards the floor. But don't do this and lose the height of your hips. You don't want this happening. Want to create this long spine, hips are high. If you can keep the spine length, we're not rounding, the hips are high, and you can get your heels on the floor, only if. Try and lift your toes. Feel that stretch in the calf. Oh, come down onto the knees, bring the knees to the floor. Child's pose, bum to heel, stretch it out. And then back onto the knees, tuck the toes, lift the hips, lengthen the spine. This time we're going to take a step forward with the feet. There's like 1 foot step in. Might be able to get the heels down now. Doesn't matter if you can't, just means tight calves. We're going to take that left hand, and we're going to take hold of your right calf or your right ankle. And we're going to pull on that right leg, wherever you can reach, and draw that right shoulder and the right side of the rib cage underneath and down towards the floor. So you're looking underneath your right armpit. Hi! So your left hand has hold of your right leg, the left side of your rib cage down towards the floor. I might have got my lefts and rights mixed up then. You're looking under your right armpit. We'll take this little down dog twist, release that left hand back. We're going to go the opposite way. Your right hand takes hold of your left leg, your ankle if you can reach, higher up if you can't. Just using that right arm to elbow. And drawing that right shoulder and the right side of the rib cage down and under so we get that nice twist. Even in both feet. Few breaths. And release. Hands to the floor. Knees to the floor. Sit back on the heels. Oh, it's really hard to talk upside down. Everything rushes to the face and you all of a sudden talk through your nose. Okay. Let us come up onto the knees. So I am going to be facing the long edge of my mat, just so I can see you. We're going to take right leg out to the side. Toes are facing forward. Now, notice when you take this leg out, this right hip lifts up, so we're going to drop it down. If you're feeling any pressure in your left knee, please use, tiles are so hard, aren't they? So I am going to pop a cushion underneath. The blanket, that's better, gives more support to that hip. So note the knee. So notice that your right hip might be higher than your left hip. This is where I like to use the hands a lot so I can feel where the level is. So you're going to drop that right hip down so your hips are nice and level. As you drop down, you might feel a little stretch appear on the inside of that right thigh. So keeping these hips nice and level. And inhale to lift up with that left hand. Belly in, pelvic floor up. Zipping up, rib cage in, exhale over to the right. Please don't put pressure on the outside of your knee with that right hand. Your knee is not going to like to be pressed down. So hand can stay on the hip, or you can move it down to the shin, the calf, and reach into that Those left fingers, reach, 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 reach. This nice opening through the waist. Few breaths. Few breaths. Belly in, pelvic floor up. We can breathe here. Next inhale, really zip up from the pelvic floor up to the rib cage, all the way up. And release that hand down. Taking in this right knee back to the floor. And bringing out the left leg. So your left foot down on the floor. Notice these hips. See, didn't even think about it. Look how high my left hip is here. So I'm going to drop it down so hips are level. Pelvic floor lifting. Belly is in. Spine is long. Inhale, that right arm reaching up. Create lots of space. Exhale over to the left. Reach through those fingertips. Reach, reach, reach. Now, if you're feeling a cramping in your waist here, in that left side, you haven't lengthened your spine long enough, and what's happened is that lower rib has got stuck underneath the diaphragm there, and it's quite painful. So that's why you really need to create space and length both sides. We never collapse. Feel this nice stretch, and it might feel different this side. Remember, not pushing down on the outside of the knee. I've got hold around the knee, but my weight is hardly really on there at all. Few breaths. Pelvic floor engaged. And next inhale, all the way back. Bring that arm down. Bring that left knee in. Come down onto your bum. Legs out in front. So we want to be on the front of our sit bones. So remember, tight hamstrings, tight lower back. You're going to be up on a cushion or a block or a little folded up blanket. Going to create more space in the lower back here. It's going to feel more comfortable. So we want to lengthen the spine, pelvic floor up. We're going to bring that right foot into the inside of your left leg. So it might be down here by the calf. We're going to let that right knee drop out to the side. It might be by the knee. It might be all the way up the top of the thigh. Notice as we bring it higher, your body wants to turn to that space in the middle. So we want our body to be facing forward. So we are going to take this left hand around the back. So we twist from the waist, hips stay level. We twist from the waist, left hand is behind you. I'm using my fingers as a little cup to push down into the floor. We lengthen up. We lift the right arm up. Create height, create length in the spine. Fold from your hip joint, fold forward. Right hand comes to the outside of that left leg. Again, it might be by the knee. You might be able to get a bit lower. Please don't look at your knee. Don't let the upper back round. Think length, length, length. So you're pushing your spine forward towards the front of your body. Imagine that. Push the spine forward. Lift the heart. Then your left hand can come over. It crosses over the right to the inside of the leg. So your left arm is crossed over your right. If you've lost your neck, shoulders are up. We're going to take an inhale, draw those shoulder blades down. Lift the heart. Exhale. Bend those elbows. Fold forward. Your gaze is towards your toes. Think nipples to knees, chin to shin, nose to toes. Few breaths. So we've got stretch in the left hamstring, we've got hip opening it in the right side, we've got nice back stretch, and we've got a little twist happening, just ever so slightly. Pelvic floor lifting, belly is in, lift the chest, lift those arms up, reach the sky, and release the hands. Bring this right leg down, and left foot comes in. So again, we want to be on the front of the sit bones, and we're going to twist waist, rib cage towards that straight leg, right leg. Your right hand comes behind. We press down so we lengthen the spine. Lift that left arm to the sky and reach from your hip joint. Fold forward. Keep the spine long so your spine is pressing towards the front of your body. And take that hand down to the outside of your right leg. Right arm is over to the inside. Heart is lifting, shoulders back and down, neck is long. Exhale, bend your elbows. This is going to bring your chest a little bit closer to your thigh. So, what do we say? Nipples to knees, chin to nose to toes, reach forward and lengthen. It's not about getting your head to your knee, it's about lengthening the spine, lengthening the body. Few breaths. Pull up the pelvic floor if it's not already lifted, if you've forgotten about it. Pull in the belly if you've forgotten about it. So when we're trying to get forward, we often relax our belly down there. Your belly muscles are still active, your abdominal muscles are still active. When you contract the front of your body, the back of your body is able to lengthen. And the belly supports the back, so you want to keep those abdominal muscles nice and strong. Next inhale, we're going to lift up. Exhale, hands down to the sides. To face you again. This is a different one. So you're going to take a wider leg stretch. We want to take that left leg. This is my left leg. I don't know what this looks like on camera, if this is a mirror image or not, but this is my left leg. So we're going to keep that out to the side. And we're going to bring this right foot to the floor. So your right knee is bent. If you're rolling back here now, this is going to happen. You can take a blanket, pop it under the bum there. So this is mainly under my left bum cheek to keep me up a little bit higher. Left hand, we're going to take it onto that left ankle or the left shin. See what's happened here? We've got a little twist facing towards that. No, what is it? Right, sorry. Left hand onto the right shin. So we've got a little twist facing towards that right thigh, that right knee. Let this drop down. Reach the right arm up. We know what's happening. High, high. Lift through both sides of the waist. We don't want to trap that rib. Side. We might come here. This might be it. We might be able to get lower. We might be able to get lower. But hold on to that ankle and push your leg, your shin into your hand. Push that knee away as we come over. Maybe, where's my foot? Maybe we can reach the foot. Maybe we can't. Maybe we're up here. Take that twist, keep pulling so we're drawing that left shoulder and the left side of the rib cage under, your heart twisting towards the sky. Feel that lovely stretch in the right side of the body. Your right knee is up and away. We can breathe here. Next inhale, all the way up. Change sides. So, again, gonna watch, we replace that cushion, right leg is out, left foot comes down. So we've got an opening in the hip, so we don't want this foot right in front of you here, out to the side. And again, use that cushion underneath the right bum cheek if you need to. I'm gonna use it today, it's just giving me more support because I felt like I was dropping a little bit into the lower back. So I'm gonna lift up, shoulders up. Right hand onto the left shin. You can use that as traction, so notice we've had to twist towards the left. So inhale, lengthen the spine, twist a little deeper. You've got that traction on that left shin, we can hold on there. Left hand up to the sky, and exhale over to the right. Reach, reach, reach. So I can not get anywhere near as close to my foot on this side as I did on the other side. That's just my body today. Few breaths, but this feels amazing. I can still feel the benefits of this twist. I can still feel this big opening in the left side. Few breaths here. Relax the neck, no tension. Pelvic floor, belly in as you inhale, come on up. Release the hands, bring those legs together, and let's go down onto the back. Let's place this back here. So all the way down onto the floor. And knees, feet are wide as your mat. Knees are bent. I'm just going to let both knees drop to the right. So both shoulders are staying on the floor. Knees are dropping to the right. So your left hip lifts away from the floor, but your shoulder blades are against the floor. So we've got this little twist down the lower part of the spine, but you also might feel a stretch from your hip down your thigh towards your knee through your groin. So this is your IT band, this dense piece of fascia that connects your lower back, the back of your hip, down to your lower leg. So just enjoy and relax. Just let the gravity do the work. We're not forcing the legs to the floor, just hanging out there, let gravity do the work, no pressure. Bring them to center and dropping them to the left side. So your right knee hovers over your left foot. So your feet are wide. So you're not trying to get your right knee on top of your left knee. This is a different stretch. Your feet are wide. Your right knee should be hovering over your left foot. Your left knee dropping down towards the floor. Your knees might not come as low as the floor. So it doesn't matter if you're up here, that's okay. Let gravity do the work. Breathe, relax, be heavy. It's on the floor. And bring them to center. Let the spine level out. And bring both knees into the chest. Keeping both shoulders on the floor. So this time your knees are going to stay stacked on top of each other. Feet are together, knees are together. And we're going to let them drop over to the right. We're going to keep them as high as you can towards that right shoulder. Okay, the higher you bring the knees, the higher up the spine you twist. If it's too much, take them lower. You can start low, gradually bring them high. If they don't touch the floor, it's not a problem. Use a block, cushion, a blanket. I'm going to take these out of the way actually, because my spine likes to twist. So your left shoulder blade is on the floor. Knees dropping over to the right. So the higher we bring the knees, the higher up the spine we take this twist. So notice when we did the last twist with the feet further away and the knees open, we had more of the back on the floor. We just had a little lift of that hip. Now we've got the one knee stacked on top of the other and we've taken them quite high. More of the back is coming off the floor. But we do want to keep this shoulder down onto the floor. Otherwise, we're just rolling onto the side and we're getting no twist. So we keep it down. If it feels good, you can look over that left shoulder. And then we're going to bring them knees back to center. Let the hips just relax onto the floor for a moment. Let the spine come back into neutral. And then both knees dropping over to the left. So remember that you can start low and you can bring them up higher. This right shoulder stays on the floor. I think this is one of my favourite yoga practices where we're twisting and opening up the side body. So please drop me a message, put in the comments, what do you like to work on the most, what feels good for you. Remember, anyone that's got any requests for postures you want to cover, doesn't matter if we've done it before, doesn't matter if we do it every class. Let me know any postures you want to cover, or maybe a posture that we've not covered in class. I know, like, Jan has sent me a couple of messages with postures that she likes to do in her own practice, and we've not done them in this lockdown yoga, so I designed a little class around them. So please let me know if there's something you enjoy in your own practice or with teachers that you go to regularly and I haven't done them in these classes. Please do drop me a message and I'll see if I can incorporate them somehow. We know we've got another this week and next week for sure to carry on with our yoga. We're kind of playing it by ear now, seeing what's happening. Restrictions are starting to lift, people are starting to get a little bit of freedom. Those of you in Spain with children have been out this last couple of days getting your hours exercise. Now, it's different for the UK. In the UK you've been allowed to go out and exercise since lockdown. We've not been able to do that here in Spain. Our lockdown has been very strict. So our children have been locked in for 6 weeks. So I do feel for the parents out there, particularly those that haven't got gardens. Oh, okay, coming back to centre, bring those knees back in. Give those knees a little hug, have a rock side to side. Oh, my body needed that today. I don't know how you felt. I've been doing lots of gardening, so that felt really good to stretch out and open up. And bring those legs down to the floor and take a moment for your Shavasana. Relax the feet, relax the ankles, the knees, the thighs. Turn the palms up to the sky, helps roll back the shoulders, opens up the chest. Back of the head on the floor. So just notice how your neck is right now. So if your chin is lifted and you're more on the, sort of coming up towards the top of your head, just take hold behind the head. So this is nice. Interlock the fingers. Place them behind the neck and let your head be really, really heavy in your hand. And then slide your palms up the back of your, and then as you do, centimetre by centimetre onto the floor. A nice length in the neck. We can place those hands back down by the sides. Whole body is relaxed. So some of you will want to stay here in your Shavasana for a few moments. Please do so. It's really important that you take your Shavasana after your practice. Even if it's just for 2 or 3 minutes, just allow everything to relax. Those of you that want to finish with me right now, we're going to bend the knees. And we're going to gently roll onto the right side if it feels comfortable to do so. I'm having to roll the other way because the wall is in my way. You're going to take that right hand on the floor, left hand on the floor, push yourself up to seated. Oh, Frida says fantastic. Glad you enjoyed it, Frida. I think it's one of my favourites actually. Okay, let's take the palms together. Take one deep inhale in, bring those arms out and up. Reach for the sky and bring them down behind the back. Take hold of one wrist with the opposite hand. Let your head and chest bow down towards the floor. Take your moment of gratitude, first and foremost to yourself, for having the motivation to just come to your mat this morning and do your yoga practice. A gratitude to your yoga, for creating space in your body, space in your mind, and to think of someone or something in your life that you feel grateful for today. A few blinks to open the eyes, release the hands, palms together. Once again, thank you all so much for joining me every day. Those of you even that don't come every day, that just pop in and out, it's really nice that you've come onto this page and just carried with some yoga with me. You're welcome, Jan. Thank you, Claire. Thank you, Frida. Thank you, everybody. Stay happy, stay healthy, have an awesome day. Until next time, namaste.